Batgirl is an expert hacker and single-target bruiser in Gotham Knights. She can hack and smash her way through the gangs and criminals of Gotham City. She's also probably my personal favorite of the Knights. In today's video, we're going to go through the best skills for Batgirl so you can get the most performance out of this unique character. Let's go. Let me know in the comments what character you'd like me to do next and how you built out your Batgirl. First, we'll start out with like the must-have skills, like the absolute things you have to have. Now, a lot of her skills revolve around hacking objects, stealth, and that melee combat kind of stuff. There is really two skills, I would say, that are like absolutely you must get, and then everything else kind of depends slightly on whether you want to play her as more of that tank bruiser or go into the stealth hacking line. The first is Digital Ghost. Now, this is in the Oracle skill line. It's a couple of down. It does cost 2 action points. This will mean that electronic devices such as sensors and cameras cannot detect Batgirl. This is actually huge. It doesn't sound that interesting, and it's kind of not, but it is a passive buff that is huge for her, especially for those missions where you've got to go and protect Bruce's identity from the cops, where there's just like tons of cameras and different sensors and things. You can honestly just like walk past them all and just ignore the entire mission and then just complete it. It makes them so much easier. And there's other situations where there is stealth, and if you do want to do those kind of stealth things, the Digital Ghost really helps with that. Absolutely pick that up. The next is in the Grit line, and that is Second Wind. This will allow Batgirl to revive herself once her health is depleted at 50%. This is pretty self-explanatory to the benefits of this skill. It's the only character that can revive herself, so it's really good for solo play if you don't have a friend that can actually revive you if you do get down. It is an expensive skill. It does cost 3 action points, but if you are struggling with combat or you're trying to play the game on hard or something like that, absolutely worth picking up. Now, those are the two main ones, and from this point onwards, it depends on what you want to focus on. If you want to go the hacker stealth route, the Oracle skill tree is essentially beneficial for that. So you want to keep going around that hacking route, picking up the shocking devices, the gear overclocking, the hacking overload, those kind of skills. Now, at the very end of this line, there is some things that will benefit that tanky playstyle for Batgirl, but if you want to just focus on those, then picking up the gear overclocking and hacking skills is probably what you want to do. For a bruiser style of play, say if you're planning on doing more of the combat orientated stuff, then the Justice skill line is what you want to focus on. Getting those couple of points into Grit will help with your survivability, especially that HP plus and the Second Win, and then you want to put those points into the Justice line. So you always get perfect evade with everyone, but then going further into that line, you can get heavyweight to increase your Batgirl's heavy melee attacks, as well as elite beatdown, so that that beatdown momentum ability won't get interrupted and increases your defense while you're using it, because you will probably take damage while you are using it. Now, in the Knighthood skills, there is a couple of good ones to pick up as well. Because we are in that brawler kind of play style with Batgirl, enhanced combat to give you that extra attack combo and the last melee hit being a knockdown is really beneficial for it as well. And she does have a really good ultimate in the drone. So if you plan on buffing that drone, some of those drone skills in Knighthood are also valuable, but I would probably go more into the fear takedown. So your ambush takedowns will generate fear, as well as grapple pull, so you can pull enemies towards you, because she's relatively stationary compared to some of the other characters. So being able to control the battlefield in that way and deal that melee damage, which is her primary focus, it's absolutely beneficial. Surprisingly, Batgirl does do decent amount of range damage with her batarangs, but it's just not the focus of her kit, nor is it in any of her ability lines, where they are mostly focused on that bruising melee combat as well as the hacking abilities that Batgirl does. She's probably the most similar to like a Batman playstyle if that's what you're looking for, and then you can kind of go with that hacking style as well as that bruiser combat. But in terms of your momentum abilities, I personally use Batarang Barrage like all of the time, because it's her really only like good AoE, and if you put an elemental effect on there, you'll also get that elemental effect on that AoE attack as well. It's really good for the Court of Owls Talon enemies when you are hitting them and you do have to do those heavy attacks. It does the same kind of effect, so you can do that. Ton for Jackhammer isn't bad as well. I use that occasionally, but I mostly stick to the Batarang Barrage to just deal with the packs of enemies that you do often get, as well as the drone, which is a great way to take pressure off yourself as well as heal yourself in some of those tricky fights. She does have some really good momentum abilities as well. And that is basically everything you need to know for Batgirl and how you can kind of build her out into your playstyle. I will probably do one of these for each of the characters, these shorter kind of videos just to break down some of the characters. So let me know if you would like more of these, or if you just hate them, then obviously let me know that as well. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Thank you to our members for supporting the channel. My name is NorZZa, and I hope you have a great day.